What's up, everybody? Welcome to VGU.TV's PlayStation podcast, The Dual Shot Show, where we only talk about everything PlayStation. We had this conversation last week, Alan.
Yes, we did.
Just trying to be witty, but doing it only does everything. We were trying to do the only talk about everything. Then you had to mess it up. I'm trying to be witty. You're derailing my show. And as a result, I'm derailing this one. But anyway. With me this week, I have guest star Nate Hohl.
What's up?
And, of course, Alan Muir.
Hello.
Now, hey guys, how are you guys doing? I was going to say something else, but then I was like, I don't know where I was going with that, so I'm just going to ask you how you doing.
I'm good, yeah.
That's good. I'm glad you could be here, Nate.
Well, thank you, Matt.
You're a good guy. We're going to talk a little bit about the Vergil's downfalls in a little bit. Listeners, Tom still can't be here right now. He's going to be out for God only knows how long. So, as I said last week, while he's gone, we're going to have guest stars on. But, send him out in your hearts and prayers. Hope that his computer makes a speedy recovery. Yeah. And in the meantime, tweet at him. Or add him on the PSNs. His Twitter is @GamingHobbyist, and his PSN is pi_guy. Pi guy, the guy with the pie.
The man who only does pie.
Oh. We're gonna start the show off the way we always do, with what are you playing? Nate, you're new to the show, so what have you been playing on the PlayStations? On
the PlayStation, I've been playing the Uncharted multiplayer free-to-play.
Oh.
It's pretty sweet. I splurged and got the co-op, arena stuff. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I finally got my DualShock controller, so I can play the Dust 514 or 514.
I prefer 514, honestly.
I've heard better. It's officially 514, so I'm trying to.
Yeah, it rolls better with 514.
Yeah. So I've been playing a bit of that. Played the God of War Ascension single player demo. Loved the hell out of it. I'm super excited for it. And that's about it. For PlayStation, at least. Okay.
What about you, Alan? What have you been up to?
I've been gaming a lot of PlayStation.
Just for the show?
No,
just in general.
Yeah, just in general. I've been playing God of War, the Origins collection. And mainly playing Chains of Olympus.
Chains of Olympus is a good game. I platinumed it. It's the only one that I have platinum. But Ghost of Sparta made me so angry. That was the only God of War game that I just finally I gave up on. I couldn't keep going because I was so angry and so frustrated with how hard it was getting. So yeah. Go on.
I played the Dust 514 beta as well, and I hate it. I hate it so much.
You hate it?
I hate it so much. It's mainly just all it was is just two teams firing at each other behind some rocks, with the occasional vehicle flying into one another.
Yeah, I'll admit, I like the out of combat stuff a bit more than the actual combat, all the cool, stat stuff you can do and, wandering around your little, apartment and everything. I'm sure, it'll get better, because it's just a beta, but, whatever, it's free.
It is free, but for some reason, I don't like first-person shooters on, PS3. It's not the games themselves, it's mainly, the controller. It just doesn't feel right. Yeah, I've also played MLB 13 the show, and my God, that's such a great game.
My friend would love you. He's a big baseball fan, so and we live up in Northern California, so he's always kind of trying to base his team around the Oakland A's. So yeah, he's always playing that MLB 13.
Thing is, I'm a New Yorker. Yet I'm basing everything around the Astros. I don't know why.
We love the A's. We're very excited for baseball season to start. I'm going to a game on April 12th. So that's going to be exciting. What else have you been playing, Alan? Is that all?
I gamed also the beginning of Tomb Raider. And that is some serious shit right there. To quote Doc Brown.
That would be, listeners, that would be our I'm sorry, topic of the week. Sorry, I'm a little befuddled today. That would be our topic of the week, but it just came out yesterday. Today is the 6th. It's the 6th, right?
Yeah.
Today is March 6th. It came out on March 5th, just yesterday. So, none of us have played it long enough to actually really talk about it. So, in maybe a couple of weeks, if we're having a slow news week and there's nothing really big, or if I just feel like, hey, we should talk about Tomb Raider, then we will talk about Tomb Raider. But right now, we're not gonna have that as a topic of the week. We will just say this much: it's very good. So,
it's got amazing fire
thus far. Yes.
I'm using a torch, and I'm like, I want to burn everything down.
Oh yeah,
I'm an arsonist.
Everything I see where it's like, you can burn this, I'm like, all right.
Sweet.
I'll do that.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to burn it, but okay, I'll burn it.
Is that the last thing, or I keep interrupting you, and I apologize.
That's all right. I played a game I last played about 3 years ago, back during the 2008 presidential debate.
Okay.
Pain.
Pain?
Yeah, Pain.
I've never heard of it. Tell me about this game.
It came out like in 2007.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's basically you have a guy, he's on a giant slingshot, and you just launch him at shit.
Oh. See, now this sounds kind of fun.
The only downside
very
is
simplistic.
Yeah, and it's sort of like the Burnout Crash mode, sort of, but with people.
Yeah, I always loved Burnout's Crash mode.
So, like, you can, if you want to, you can aim your guy and just launch him at, like, a fuel tank, and it'll explode, and he'll go flying. Then you could try to hit, like, a train or, say, an office building, and then fall right through the ceiling. But the only downside is there's no blood or anything like that. You're essentially just launching an action figure at real world objects.
And you said there's no blood?
There's no blood, no graphic.
See, now I hate to perpetuate a stereotype.
I know.
Of games being like of games causing violent behavior. Because I'm staunchly against this, and if you go back, I don't know how long it was. It was probably at least a month or two ago. We had a GamerCast where I had put up an article that you can find it at VGU.TV. Do video games cause violence? I believe is the title. And if you look at that and then you try to find you look at the date for that and try to find the GamerCast for that week, you'll find me sputtering and rambling about how angry that viewpoint makes me, that people think that is the case. But like I said, I hate to perpetuate a stereotype, but when it comes to something like that, flinging objects in the air, like people and stuff, the blood is the funniest part.
The blood is expected in a game where you're just flinging a guy, where it's just comedically needed.
Yes, blood is the funniest part. I mean, when I'm playing Grand Theft Auto and I'm like barreling through the streets and plowing into pedestrians, the little blood splatters and mist and whatnot, it makes me laugh. Now, does that mean I'm going to go out on the street and start plowing through people? No, I'm not going to do that. But I mean, the point I'm trying to make is that blood is funny.
Take, for example, the most recent VGU plays.
Yes. We played Red Dead Redemption for VGU Plays. I don't know.
Finally got Josh to do it.
We did. And,
it was glorious.
I don't know when that's going to go up, but keep an eye out on our YouTube VGU.TV official, and it should be up sooner or later. Who knows?
I bet it will be up before 2014.
I'm hoping.
No promises.
Yeah, no promises.
All right. You were playing that. Is there anything else, Alan, that you're playing? That you're up to?
No, that's it.
Okay. Well then, what have I been playing? I'm looking through my list here. I can't remember if I played. I don't think I have. I don't think I've played any Peace Walker this week. Because I was going to get to it. I finished the first chapter. I was going to start the second chapter because there's only five missions in it, and just kind of plow through it. But then other games came up, which is good because there's so many games coming out. And as you know, Alan knows this. Nate, you probably don't. And I say this pretty much every week, so the listeners know. I'm playing the Metal Gear Solid franchise in a chronological order as it happens. So I'm starting with 3, and then I played I played Portable Ops, and now I'm playing Peace Walker. Ground Zeroes is coming at some point. Don't know when, but it's coming, and it's supposed to take place after Peace Walker.
Wait, wouldn't it be in canonical order?
It would be in canonical order, but I mean chronologically as far as the game events go.
Yeah, that would be like,
that would be,
or at least through the timeline canon.
Yeah. That's what I mean. He gets it.
Yeah, because chronologically, it sounds like you're playing them as they were.
And, but I mean, no, that's not we're starting with Big Boss because that's how it goes. Timeline chronologically. So canonical order. It would be the more appropriate way to say it. Thank you, Island. But like I said, Ground Zeroes is coming. Don't know when, but it's coming. And it's supposed to take place after Peace Walker. It's not out yet. I'd like to play it. So I'm kind of taking this opportunity to slow down with Peace Walker and, play some of the other games that have been piling up on my shelves. So, I finished up The Unfinished Swan, which was really good. Not much more to say on that. I mean, it's a good game. It's good for one play, really, honestly. Like, it's a nice game, but you play it once and you're like, I'm done. Even the other trophies, you're like, As we mentioned earlier, we played Red Dead Redemption. We all played it together, and I got 0 trophies. We played some Outlaws to the end. And
I did get some trophies.
I know that Josh got some trophies as well, because that was the first time he played it.
Same with me.
Josh, unfortunately, listeners, and potential watchers, you're never going to see us play unless somebody else gets a capture box. You're never going to see us play Legend and Killers or Liars and Cheats because Josh doesn't believe that either of those are worth $10. So you will never get to see us yell at each other over a poker table, which I always thought would be hilarious. I got my 19th platinum in Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy.
Oh.
I spent, what was it? Sunday night. I was just playing all night because I was like, I was like 77%. I was like, I gotta beat this game. This is happening. So I spent a few hours just finishing it up and platinuming it. I was so upset because I was like near the end boss stage. And I was like, wait, I'm short on all my collectibles. And then I was like looking it up and I was like, what did I miss? And I was like, I missed a whole level. So I had to backtrack and do all of that. And I was like, God damn it. I threw on Darksiders for a little while. I threw it on, most people know that PlayStation Plus members got Darksiders for free. I think it was maybe a month ago. And, I turned it on for a little while. And I played some, and I was like, this is okay. I'm gonna stop for now, because I got other games to play, and, And then it just sat in my games folder for a little while, so I thought to myself, you know what, I should try this again. I should throw it back on and play for a little while. And then I played maybe 10 minutes before I was like, yeah, I'm going to call this one a loss. I don't really like it. And just...
January.
January? So it was 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's still early March, so I mean, depends on how late January was. But anyway, I didn't like Darksiders, so I deleted it. Didn't even get any trophies. Well,
You didn't like it?
I just didn't. I didn't like it at all. I wasn't a fan.
Well, how far did you get?
I only got like. God, how far in did I get? I know it was after I met Vulgrin, because I have that trophy. And I collected the Earthcaller. But, I mean, after that, like, I played a little bit and was just like, it's bad when, you play a game and you're like, man, I could be playing anything but this. Like, that's a sign that, like, you just don't like the game and it's time to call it quits.
Yeah, I was sort of the same way with Darksiders 2. Like, I picked it up when it was cheap, like, it was on sale on Steam, like, last November. And, like, I kept, like, pushing myself to play. 'Cause it seems like the kind of game I'd like, It's like a cool, like, dark hack and slash, Luke Best kind of game. And I just didn't, like, after a while, I was like, you know what, I'm never going to touch this game again. I just deleted it.
Yeah, well, I mean, Josh Mobley, host of GamerCast, VGU.TV's GamerCast, he always described it as, like, kind of like The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I love Legend of Zelda. In fact, my birthday is on Sunday. And so I've been celebrating birthday week. And one of my friends actually just got me a t-shirt for The Legend of Zelda that I'm going to send to you guys so that you can see it, because it's pretty awesome. But I was like, oh man, it's like Zelda, so I'm definitely going to love this. And I just didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't connect with me. I didn't enjoy it, so I called it a loss. Which was, I mean, at least I got it for free,
Yeah, that's true.
On a side note, that link is in the chat for you guys to check out that shirt, because it's really awesome. You guys won't get to see it, you listeners, but these guys can, and they can tell you, they can attest that shirt is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
So I turned off Darksiders. I turned on the original Ratchet and Clank, because I also got that in the 13 for 13 sale over in January. And I played a whole level. Still no trophies. Have not gotten a single trophy. I was like, this is a much harder platinum than Jak and Daxter. I don't think I'm going to go for this one.
Are there even trophies for that
there
game?
are several trophies. There are many.
They just don't want to give them to you.
Wow.
They're a big long list. It's just not as easy. And since I finished Jak and Daxter, it's very nice. I forgot to tell the story last week, but I'll tell it right now, because it shows how awesome my girlfriend is. I think, Alan, you were there that week that we talked about, the PSN was giving out $10 for loyal people.
Yeah.
For loyal subscribers. And I deleted it because I couldn't figure out how to access it. And I thought it was spam originally.
Yeah.
So I was very pissy, and I was pissing and moaning to my girlfriend. I was like, man, god damn it, fuck, man. Why did I delete that? That's $10 free. And being the sweet and lovable woman that she is, she gave me a $20 PSN gift card.
Wow.
Now, I like to think that she was doing it because she loved me, but realistically, she probably was doing it to shut me the hell up. But on a side note, I got an email from Sony about a week or so later that said, hey man, you didn't put in your code for your $10. We wanted to make sure you got it. So they gave me a code, and I managed to get that $10. So I had $30.
Nice.
Wow.
So with that $30, I decided I was going to treat myself. I got Jak 2, because I just finished Jak and Daxter, as you know. and started that for a little while. And then I got a game that I've always heard about, always heard it was really great, and thought, you know what, I should really play this. Okami
I know
HD.
what you're talking about. Yeah.
And
rest in peace, Clover.
I played a little while. I can't remember how long I played. I'm in the village right now, and did a couple of things. But I love it.
Do you like the celestial approach?
I love it a lot. I mean, I'm using a controller. It was a PS2 game, so that's not uncommon. But I mean, I'm sure it would be really interesting with the move. But I like the controller. But I really love this game. It's very artistic. It's very pretty. I really can't get enough of it. Unfortunately, I have to set it aside because there are other games out. I decided to put on some Saints Row the Third for a little while. See if I can get some trophies. Because I'm trying to get that platinum. I'm trying to thin out the games that I have not completed. But like I said, I had to put aside Okami. Because Tomb Raider came out yesterday. I'm sorry that this is a very long list, but I played a lot. Tomb Raider came out yesterday, and I love it. I haven't gotten very far. But I've gotten, without spoilers, if you've seen the trailers, then you know what I'm talking about. The part where Lara she's got her hands tied behind her back and she's hiding in this village, and the guy, like, it's the famous part of scene that everybody got up in arms with because it looked like she was fixing to get raped. That's pretty much where I'm at, a little bit farther beyond that point. And I'll say this much. I wrote an article several months ago. It was after E3 last year, called, I believe, Top 6 Female Characters in Gaming. Something along those lines. Look for it on VGU.TV. Talking about, how some people got up in arms, and it was a little sexist, and then I decided to bring up the best females in female characters that weren't really sexualized. And among that list, there was Tali'Zorah Naraya from Mass Effect, and there was Bonnie McFarlane from Red Dead Redemption, and of course, Faith from Mirror's Edge was number 1. And I gotta say that just after playing this much, I am prepared to put this Lara Croft on that list, because I don't feel like she's being sexualized at all towards me. I care about her, and she's a badass, and she's not as helpless as the trailers made her out to be. She's more a little scared and frightened about what's going on around her, but she holds her own, and she's a real badass. And so if anybody is still up in arms, doesn't want to play it because of those trailers, give it a shot, because she's really good. She's really awesome, and it's a great game so far. Thus, I mean, I don't even think I'm like a whole hour in, but I'm loving it.
Nate, what do you think about Tomb Raider?
Oh man, I wish I had the money to get it. I've been reading. I've been reading a lot of good things about it. I'm sure I'll get it at some point in the future. Maybe when it's a little cheaper.
You definitely should get it, Nate.
Yeah,
it's amazing. It's so much fun. I managed to find, cause I pre-ordered it on GameStop, and you get an extra tomb and some multiplayer maps, I believe. And I found a tomb. The tombs are very challenging. Like, I spent like 20, 25 minutes in that tomb just like, what am I doing? But, it's a great game, and I suggest that everybody play it. I'm doing the review on it. It's gonna take me a little while. I don't know if I'm actually gonna. Here's the thing about VGU.TV. We don't get pre-order copies. We have to buy the game and then we review it. So sometimes a lot of us, we don't actually finish the game to give you a review. We kind of just play as much as we can to get a good informed opinion. I try to play all of it, but this game looks like it's going to take me a while, and I want to give you a quick review. I want to get right to it. So I'm going to try and get it to you probably by Monday. But spoilers, it's really good. So, there were 2 other games I played, and I played them today because I want to talk about them real quick. Yesterday, and we'll talk about this again in just a little bit. Yesterday, PlayStation Plus users got Spec Ops: The Line for free, and I started that up. I played a little bit this morning, and it's very, very good. I did not expect it to be as good as it is, especially since I've only played like 20 minutes of it.
Wow.
And I'm really enjoying it. And plus, it looks like a fairly obtainable platinum. So I'm going for it.
That's it, man. I'm going for it. I'm taking
You heard it here first, folks. I'm going for that Spec Ops: The Line platinum.
Matt Mobley is going for it. Stay tuned.
The last game that I played, and I played just a little bit of it, I'm not even finished with the first mission, is Vergil's Downfall for Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
John Madden says you never go for it, but clearly he's never met Matt Mobley.
I'm going for it, Madden. This is why I don't play any of your games, because you never go for it, Madden. Also, I'm not a fan of football. So, haven't finished a whole mission, but so far I'm really enjoying Vergil's Downfall. It's a great reason to get back into DMC if you stop playing it.
Mm-hmm.
I love DMC. So much so that I still haven't given Josh his copy back. I told him, I was like, well, I finished my Son of Sparta playthrough on DMC, which means, to even it out, I might as well play Son of Sparta on Vergil's Downfall.
Yeah, I remember you were talking to Josh, and you're like, oh, it's okay, I'll give you a copy back. And then you found out Vergil's Downfall was coming out, and you're like, wait, sorry, Josh, can't do it.
I was like, no. I think we talked about this last week. But Nate's been playing DMC as well. He reviewed the game. You can find that review on VGU.TV. You gave it a great score. You gave it an S.
I did. Which
is, basically
better than A.
Basically a better than an A. So he pretty much gave it 100 on our grading scale. But I was talking about this. I think I told Allan and Nate Gamer last week on the show. But since you've been playing it, I'll tell you as well. I learned last week, or I learned before then. I learned that after I played Son of Sparta, I read somewhere that you get a perk after you beat Son of Sparta for Infinite Devil Trigger, which is not the case. It's actually after you beat Dante Must Die. See, I had been playing Son of Sparta because I was like, if I get that Infinite Devil Trigger, I'll get, it'll make Dante Must Die in Heaven and Hell really easy. And that's not the case. And then I beat it, and it gave me a costume. I was like, where's my Infinite Devil Trigger? So, the joke originally was, Josh, I'm not gonna give you a copy back until I get that Infinite Devil Trigger, and then I beat Dante Must Die and Heaven and Hell, and then you can have it back. But now, since I don't have it, I'm gonna probably give it back to him after I beat Son of Sparta on Vergil's Downfall, and I'll give it back to him and then save Dante Must Die and Vergil Must Die for my own copy. Gives me something to do.
And have you
nearly killed myself over Son of Sparta? Dante Must Die is going to drive me up the wall.
Have you played Bloody Palace yet?
I played a little bit. I did, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And it's good for farming orbs and stuff if you need those last few upgrades. Which
you don't want to just go through the missions again. You can just do Bloody Palace and then
I was trying to get SSS ranks on Nephilim difficulty. It's much harder than you would expect, especially I thought it would be easy because really all you got to pay attention to after you 100% the game, all you have to pay attention to is your time and your points. And I figure, don't get hit and and blast through the mission, and you'll be fine. But I was playing Mission 3. Now, mild spoilers. It's not really that big of a spoiler. But Mission 3 is very short, where you get the Angel Glide ability.
Mm-hmm.
And if you already have it, you can cut your time in half. So if you're, replaying the mission, you already have the thing, so you can cut your time in half. I still can't get higher than an SS, even if I don't get hit at all during combat. So it's much harder than you'd expect it to be. But anyway, I've taken up enough of your guys' time as far as what I've been playing. So that's what I've been playing. Let's go ahead and let's move on to PlayStation Plus news. Alan, could you tell us what happened in the European store?
So, just to refresh people's memories in Europe, leaving the free, basically the games leaving are Sleeping Dogs, Vanquish, Limbo, Wipeout 2048, and Luminous Electronics.
Sleeping Dogs is a very great game. So you guys, if you Nate, you also reviewed Sleeping Dogs back when it came out, and it was very good. I really enjoyed it. If it hadn't been for Walking Dead and Journey, that would have been one of my game of the years. But it's a very great game.
Joining it is Mass Effect 3.
Yes.
Nice.
Dead or Alive 5. Joe Danger 2, the movie.
Ooh.
Metal Gear Solid HD Collection for Vita. It's for Vita. Come on. Vita needs all the love right now. And lastly, Puddle.
Puddle.
Which I have no idea what that game's about.
I've heard of it. I don't know how good it is. I've heard it's pretty decent though.
And also, since Mass Effect 3 is available for free, Mass Effect 2 is 10% off.
You know what I almost forgot to tell you guys? I didn't play it, but I'll tell you this. I treated myself yesterday. Well, not yesterday, the day before. And I got myself the Mass Effect trilogy for PlayStation 3.
Nice.
Now, I'm not going to get to play it anytime soon, because as you guys know, I have a lot of games to play. But I'll be picking up that DLC by the end of March because, and I'm going to give you guys a reminder, and you too, listeners, during the month of March, every $50 that you spend on the PlayStation Network, you get to receive $10 back. And this isn't limited to games. Just remember, you can browse the entire store. You want TV shows or movies, that money you spent is going to be included in this deal. But I suggest to you guys, keep a tally. Make sure you got a calculator handy, because it has to be $50. You don't get any credit if you spend $49.50 or $49.99. You don't get that $10 back. It's got to be it's got to be $50. Every $50, you get 10 back. So, watch your purchases. Keep a tally handy so that you know how much you've gotten. And, if you're getting close, maybe you find, at the end of the month and you're like, man, I'd like a free $10. Find something that you want. It's a good deal. Anyway, Alan, please continue.
There's also a God of War savings deal going on where Sony is pretty much passing the savings on to you. The God of War collection is 10% off. The second collection that has, or the Origins collection, 10% off. God of War 2, the HD remaster, 10% off. And practically every single God of War thing that has been released, when I say thing, I mean like Little Big Planet Level kit. Even on the Vita, Kratos costumes, and even the trilogy soundtrack is available.
Oh, well. Oh, Alan, you know what? I played that God of War Ascension demo that you were telling me about last week.
What'd you think of it?
I mean, it's more God of War.
Yeah, that's generally
It's
the feeling.
it's okay. Yeah, I mean, if you've played God of War, then it just feels like more God of War. It's fun, but it's it's God of War. So, anyhow, I heard the phone. So, what was I going to talk about? I was going to talk about this Vita sale that's going on the store right now. The Vita is a year old. So Sony is passing out some discounts between now and March 11th. That's next Tuesday. So between now and next Tuesday, you can get for free a PS1 game by the name of Wild Arms. You can get these PSP games, Patapon, Piatama, and Patchwork Heroes for free. Yes.
For free?
This is the Vita sale.
I don't know if you know this, but I love me some Patapon.
I played a little bit of Patapon once, and it's okay. Like, I wasn't that big on it, but I can understand why other people would be. But that's not all for this sale. Let me tell you a little bit more. The following Vita games, and there's a big list, are discounted 30% for all users, 50% for PS Plus users. Now that means there are way too many prices for me to list, so I'm going to repeat that one more time, so that you listeners have an idea. 30% off for all users. PlayStation Plus users, half off for all these Vita games. Army Court of Hell, Big Sky Infinity, BlazBlue Continuum Shift Extend, Dokuro, Dynasty Warriors Next, Knit Underground, Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes, Lego Harry Potter Years 5 through 7, Lego Lord of the Rings, Orgorhythm, Pure Chess, Retro City Rampage, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, Cinemora, I don't know, Spy Hunter, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, Sumioni Demon Arts, and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Also, FIFA Soccer 13 and Madden NFL 13 are 30% off, and Oddworld Stranger's Wrath HD is 25% off. So, pick those up. Get on that.
Sony is again passing the savings on to you.
Lots of Vita stuff to talk about today. That's going to be our topic of the week. Alan, I interrupted you, and I apologize. If you have more to say for the European store, please go ahead. He's looking through his notes.
There are new demos for Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 Plus.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Go on. I'm sorry.
Air Conflict Specific Carriers. Mm-hmm. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 14, which I maybe like 5 people care about.
I used to have a PGA Tour game on my Sega Genesis, and I actually played it more than you'd expect I would. But also, we didn't get Sega Genesis games very often, so, take from that what you will.
They got Vergil's Downfall.
Yes.
Mass Effect 3's The Citadel DLC.
Which James Pangello is reviewing, or I think it's already up.
Yeah, he put it up.
Already.
Yeah.
The review's already up. Check it out.
It's really good.
It, so,
spoiler free.
Check it out.
Not a single spoiler.
And if you're on the fence on it, see what he has to say. Find it at VGU.TV.
DLC for Resident Evil 6, which I'm surprised at, because it's just it's been forgotten so quickly.
I still like Resident Evil 6, but I agree with you that I haven't put it in a long time, and I wanted to platinum that game. What is the DLC though?
a siege game
Who
mode,
cares?
and a stage map bundle.
See, if it was single player DLC, I'd be more inclined to care, but I don't.
Yeah. Battlefield 3 is the endgame DLC.
That's
for premium
right. I
members.
was going to say that. It's in my notes here somewhere. Where is it? Gotta get underneath this list of video games. Yeah, Endgame. 5th and final piece of downloadable content for Battlefield 3 is live for PS3 players with a premium subscription. I don't know if you guys are listening to this or I know some people prefer Battlefield on their PCs or their Xbox 360s. If you do, I don't know why you're fucking listening to us. but you guys can get the
because there's no Xbox or PC podcast.
Yeah. But
it's either this Retrovision or Gamercast.
Yes. But if you are one of those people and you're like, I do like my PlayStation 3, but I prefer my Battlefield 3 on my PC or my Xbox 360, well, you guys aren't getting that DLC until March 12th. So, sorry.
Yeah. Take that. We got it.
Yeah. That's for all the Call of Duty stuff that you get early, even though I could give a shit.
Yeah, who does? Capcom Arcade Cabinet, 1943, Avengers, and 1985 one pack.
Oh.
Then there's all these rhythm games like Just Dance or Dance
cares?
Magic.
Nobody
Rock Band. Well, I care about
you
the
care
Rock
about
Band.
the Rock Band. Sure. And that's fair. But Just Dance, come on.
And like,
come on. Come on.
I'm saying I prefer like I haven't played. I'd never played Rocksmith, but they get points for trying. It's like the markets died 3 years ago, but they're still got. And hell, SingStar, for God's sakes. They're still
Disney
going.
SingStar is a really easy platinum if you guys are really up for it. And hey, come on. Disney songs are tight. So, it's not like it's an unbearable platinum. It's not like Hannah Montana, the movie The Game. Where you're just like, man, I just wish I was dead. What platinum?
Speaking of Hannah Montana, PS Bolt for the PS2 is a digital download on the European store. I want to meet the guy who selects the games for this.
So, wait,
like,
hold
why?
on. Okay, so someone went into Sony's offices and was like, "Hey guys, you know what the next PS2 classic should go up on the store is? What's that? Bolt." Someone went in there and said that?
No, I just want to meet I want to meet the guy whose job it is to select the games each week.
Man.
Because there are so many games that should go up rather than Bolt.
There are so many games there are also so many PS2 games that should get HD remakes, but don't, and go up as PS2 classics instead. Rockstar.
Speaking of Rockstar, Midnight Club and Midnight Club 2 are also PS2 classics.
Oh, I never played the Midnight Club series.
They're actually not that bad.
I've never tried it. I should try it, but I mean, I don't want to pay for it because I got limited space on my hard drive anyway. I don't need to spend money to use it up, I guess is what I'm saying. I don't know.
Some Dead or Alive costumes. Uniforms are 10% off. And What a Character is 10% off as well.
Okay.
And finally, Reality Fighters for the Vita is half off.
Oh. I don't know what that is, but sounds like it might be fun.
It's definitely better than Bolt.
It's better than Bolt. Well.
Hey, I played Aliens Colonial Marines.
So you know what's better.
That I know what's good, and I know what's bad. Hell, I played High Heat Baseball 2003.
Why do you torture yourself like you do, Alan? I don't understand.
Why did I buy the season pass for Alien?
Because you thought it was going to be good.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be good.
And it wasn't. Should have waited for those reviews.
It wasn't Alan's
I no longer
fault.
have. Hey, it came out on my birthday. I wished it was good. I wanted my birthday wish to be that the game was good, but they didn't no one listened.
Well, that's all right, Alan. It's okay. What?
Speaking of aliens,
Yes.
thanks to that, I got Tomb Raider. So
Yeah.
that and a whole lot of 360 games.
Listeners, let Alan's tale be a cautionary one. Don't buy a season pass for a game. You can buy the game, no problem. I mean, that's fine. But you can't trade in a season pass.
That's a good point.
Don't get the season pass until you've seen the reviews.
Yeah, that's definitely it.
So, that is the European store. You guys over there, Tom, you're always getting the great stuff. You're always getting good stuff. But we got some pretty good stuff this week as well.
Well, they got Bolt.
They got Bolt.
So they're not doing.
They got Bolt, but they also got the Metal Gear Solid collection for Vita. So, for free. So, I mean, we got some pretty good stuff though. We got, Spec Ops The Line, as I mentioned, for free, for PlayStation Plus users. Army Corps, oh no wait, that's all the Vita games. My bad. Let me just go back down here. I guess that's pretty much it that we got. So, that's good. Yeah. I'm trying to find if there was anything else that's really notable. I know Tomb Raider's on the store because it's, new.
MLB 13 is on the store as well.
13 is on the store. I'm seeing it. There's a full game called Artelier Aisha. You can pre-order Walking Dead Survival Instinct. Pre-order BioShock Infinite for Day One Digital.
I pre-ordered it, which means it's probably gonna be bad.
You can pre-order Army of Two, the Devil's Cartel. I'm not gonna do that because Army of Two is not very good. You should have seen it, man. I wish we had been recording that when Josh and I played Army of Two together. It was just the most ridiculous thing that we'd ever gone through together.
It was
the first one.
Oh, the first one. The second one is really just insanely atrocious.
Other free games. Vanquish and Closure are still free. So, pick those up.
Well, you can.
Bit Trip Runner 2 is $14.99 on the store, $11.99 for PlayStation Plus users. What is this? What is this that I'm looking at? I'm actually looking at the store right now. So that's another Vita game that I already listed. So, you can still play the time trial, for Persona 4 Arena for free. Air Conflict Secret War, time trial is also free. Oh, what else? That's pretty much it, really. I mean, what's expiring soon? Quantum Conundrum, is expiring soon, as well as all those other,
The real conundrum, whether or not I should play it.
Quantum Conundrum is free, so, if you want to try it, just go for it. Why not? Also,
what could possibly go wrong?
I mean, other than you're gonna waste your time. So,
yeah,
it's free for PlayStation Plus users. So if you got a PlayStation Plus subscription, why not give it a shot? Also, one more reminder for you guys. All those games I listed before, all those Vita games, that sale, it's over next Tuesday. So pick them up now if you want them. Yeah, you know what? I think that's it, honestly. You can download Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Revolution add-on for $14.99. That's it. Vergil's Downfall, $8.99. Yep. All right. I guess we're going to go on to the news. Last week, you'll recall that we had a lot of news. We had 16 bullets of news last week. This week, we have 6. So, luckily, we had a lot to talk about in PlayStation Store updates. So, I'm sorry, I don't know if you can hear that. I'm like messing with some papers. I'm going to go ahead and start. One of the biggest pieces of news. Zombie Studios has confirmed that Blacklight Retribution is coming to consoles. The worldwide rights have been negotiated from the PC version's publisher, Perfect World Entertainment. I've never played Blacklight Retribution because it's a PC game, and I suck at PC games, and my PC can't handle any PC games. So I have no opinion on this. But a lot of people have been saying, man, I love that Blacklight Retribution. I'm really excited to see it come to consoles. So, it must be really good.
It is. It's not too bad. I mean, considering it's free to play, Like, yeah. I was pretty pumped when I heard it was coming to consoles.
Yes. Actually, a side note, now that I think about it, now that you mentioned free to play, it's not in my notes, but I wanted to mention this because, we wrote an article on it on VGU.TV. It's the roundtable this week on EA's microtransactions. Now I don't have it in my notes, so I'm kind of paraphrasing here as much as I know. EA has decided, and fill in the gaps where I need them, if you know. EA has decided that they're gonna do microtransactions for what, all or most of their games?
I think they actually they amended that. They said that they were, I forget where I saw it, but I've read somewhere that that wasn't entirely the case. Let me see if I can find the article.
All right. While he pulls it up, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to Skyrim version 1.9. Now 1.9 was added on Monday for Steam users. The update added a new legendary difficulty setting. It removed the skill level cap of 100, and it fixed some bugs, or a number of bugs, a lot of them. I don't think it fixed all of them, because, I mean, let's be honest, this is Bethesda. But the console version is planned for late March. So, if you're a Skyrim PC player, enjoy your legendary difficulty setting. And if you're a console Skyrim player, well then, you got a little while to wait. Another game that's coming to PlayStation 3 is Minecraft. Minecraft Pocket lead designer Jens Bergensten. I'm sorry, I almost said Bergenstein because when I typed it, I accidentally typed Bergenstein first. And you'd think I would remember. Oh yeah, it's not Bergenstein, but Anyway, Jens Bergensten revealed that other consoles will be considered once the exclusivity deal with Microsoft is run out. It hasn't come yet, and there's no concrete evidence that it will come, but they're talking about it. They're saying, hey, this exclusivity deal, it's running out. Maybe by the end of maybe soon we'll be able to be like, hey, let's bring Minecraft to PlayStation. What do you think? So, if you like Minecraft and you want to play it on the PlayStations, there you go. You have hope. Maybe there's some trophies. I wouldn't care because I'm not creative enough to matter in a Minecraft universe. Here's some news that I'm really excited about, actually. Activision and Red Fly's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows is going to release on XBLA and PSN this summer. The game is a 4-player online co-op brawler with a skill-based combat system built around combo-driven action. I'm a big fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So, it's not based off of the cartoon on Nickelodeon. It's a different art style. It's a little awkward looking. I mean, it's kind of...
You never want your game to have that attached to it, awkward looking.
It's trying to go with a realistic look, but still kind of cartoony, so it kind of comes out looking like the costumes from the movies. But it does sound like a pretty good game. So listeners, and you guys, of course, if you want to see what it looks like, just, Google TMNT Out of the Shadows, screenshots. They've got screenshots of all the characters. It's an interesting look. I mean, it's not going to stop me from playing it, but it's interesting. Another big announcement was, we got it from Capcom. Capcom has announced that Lost Planet 3 will hit 360, PS3, and PC on June 25th in North America and June 28th in Europe. If you're a Lost Planet fan, well, here you go. Lost Planet 3 is coming. I tried the demo for Lost Planet 2 and wasn't a fan. I just never really got into that. Capcom also showed a new trailer, which reveals protagonist Jim Payton, utility rig pilot for Neo Venus construction, encountering the Snow Pirates on planet EDN-3, forming a unique bond with Mira, the daughter of the Snow Pirate leader, Soichi. Pre-order bonuses were also revealed. If you order from GameStop, you'll get the Freedom Fighter pack, which is 5 unique multiplayer characters and 2 rig upgrades. Best Buy gets the Assault pack, which is 3 unique weapons and 2 rig upgrades. Amazon gets kind of the same thing, except they're probably different, items. But it's the same numbers. Amazon gets the Punisher pack. It's 3 unique weapons and 2 rig upgrades, but I'm sure they're different weapons. So, if you're a Lost Planet fan, June is going to be your month, because it's coming then. Get excited. It's all snowy. It's like Killzone 3, only probably not as good. Now, here's how we're going to seamlessly move into our topic of the week. Unless, Nate, were you looking that stuff up?
Oh, yeah, I found it.
Did you find it? Go ahead and talk to us about it real quick, because we're going to move to the topic of the week after that.
All right, so EA CFO Blake Jorgensen, he said basically we're going to have microtransactions in all of our upcoming games. But then he released this new statement that said, basically, I made a statement, about having it in all the games. It's not really true. All of our mobile games will have microtransactions in them because almost all of them are going to be free to play. He says they'll likely be putting some sort of what they call in-house credit card processing and download support into all of its titles.
Interesting.
But that doesn't necessarily, it doesn't really mean microtransactions. He could just be referring to, DLC or whatever. But yeah, that's basically the update on that situation.
Okay. Well.
And Matt, I think you missed one piece of news.
Okay, tell me about it.
God of War Ascension co-op mode unveiled by Sony.
I didn't see it. I didn't see that at all. So go ahead, talk to me about it.
You did not see it because
I wrote it. You didn't see it because I wrote it, you fucking asshole.
You and a friend, or it's called Trial of the Gods, and you and a friend must face waves of enemies as time runs out. The only way you can actually it's basically race against the clock.
Okay.
And the only way to get more time is to defeat said enemies. The goal is to make it through 5 rounds where you fight in an epic boss battle at the end. You will take on 15 different creatures out of the God of War series, like Cerberuses, Cyclops, even more. And the thing that I don't get, you can play by yourself.
You can play co-op mode by yourself.
Who is crazy enough to take on that many monsters by themselves?
All right. Well, I mean,
I'm pumped.
If you want to do that. Okay. So this is going to be our topic of the week, guys. I was telling you about this a little bit before the show. So I'm going to tell the listeners. Remember when the Vita got a price cut in Japan? Sony Computer Entertainment Japan's president Hiroshi Kawano estimated the other day that apparently Vita sales in Japan have increased 4 times the amount of units it was selling prior to the cut. Except, he was just a little off. The Vita sales have actually increased 6 times the pre-price cut numbers.
That is impressive.
And think that's not even been a week.
It hasn't.
They announced this last Friday.
So.
Last Thursday. So almost a week.
This is going to be our topic of the week, and it's also going to be our community question, but I'll ask it again later. Do you think this means that Sony should reconsider cutting the price of the Vita in the West? Now that they've seen the numbers rise exponentially after the price cut in Japan, maybe they will consider dropping the price a little bit in the West. I'd like to see it because, I'd like to get a Vita before I get a PlayStation 4. I'd like to be kind of all caught up as far as Sony, consoles are concerned. But, I mean, I don't know how much the Vitas are now. I think there's still like $215 or so. $215, maybe $230 or so. I don't know. But, I mean, I think it's due for a price cut at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. The Vita is a year old. It shouldn't still be like $230. It should be at least $200 at this point. I mean, I understand that it's still a relatively new handheld console, but I mean, look at the sales. This Vita is 6 times. Vita sales have increased 6 times. So, I don't know. I'm not to beat a dead horse, but we should get a price cut. It's only, it's only fair, and B, more money for you, Sony. Come on.
You like money, don't you?
I mean, some people don't. Obviously, Rockstar doesn't, because I keep trying to tell them, hey, you know what? If you made HD collections for Grand Theft Auto and from the PS2 era, you get hella money. Hey, you know what else would make you some money? Get a Vice City Stories soundtrack box set like you did with Vice City, and people would scoop that shit up. Because I will argue that Vice City Stories had an even better soundtrack than Vice City, because there were more songs. But that is neither here nor there. I am digressing. The point is, the Vita should get a price cut in the West. That's my opinion. I know most of us, if not all, like to pay less money. Which is why our community question this week is not, do you think that the Vita should get a price cut? Because we all know that you should say yes. That you would say yes, rather. The question of the week is, if you could give the PlayStation Vita a realistic, and that's the key word, realistic price cut, that means you can't be like, oh, just sell it for free. So, sell it for $10, eh? Because apparently you're Canadian. How would you price it? That's going to be our question of the week. And I'll repeat a little bit later after we see if we have any community questions, or if we have any answers to last week's question. Which reminds me, I think we've kind of exhausted this topic of the week. I'm sorry, listeners. It's kind of a slow week for news, and it was kind of tough to figure out a good topic of the week that we could really spend a little time on. But this was really honestly the most important piece of news that came out this week, so I thought it was worth kind of hanging on. Plus, I didn't want to be a repeat offender and talk your ear off about the microtransactions when you could just as easily go to VGU.TV and check out our roundtable. So now we're going to move on to the community section of the podcast. I'm going to look for some community questions, see if we have any. Doesn't look like it, but I'm going to check the Twitters real quick. In the meantime, last week, our community question of the week was, what Metal Gear character would you give a spin-off to? And we actually did get a few answers. So, a lot of them agreed with us. Also, before I continue, I wanted to call out Allan. You are the one that called last week. Blackbeard would be in Assassin's Creed 4. The Assassin's Creed 4 teaser trailer came out, and Blackbeard was the one narrating it. So, you win. You win absolutely nothing. But, you do get the satisfaction. We have no questions, so let's just move on to the responses. What Metal Gear character would you give a spin-off to? Lots of people agree with us. Most of these are my friends. Actually, all of these are my friends. Steve Sapp says Meryl or Liquid, which none of us said. Well, I said Meryl, but none of us said Liquid, which was interesting. That's not a bad idea. I never thought about that. We don't know what Liquid was up to between, the original Metal Gears and Metal Gear 1. That was the first time we ever heard of him. So how did he establish his unit? I believe I have trouble keeping track. Didn't Liquid, establish, wasn't he the leader of Foxhound?
Honestly, I have no idea because I've never played a Metal Gear game besides
Allan, 4. God damn it. It's been a really long time since I played the first Metal Gear. But, how did he establish his unit is what I'm saying. That would be an interesting game. I'd like to see that. Meryl, we already talked about. How did she establish her unit is also a good one. It would probably be something kind of Peace Walker-ish. Which I don't know if I'd be too keen on, because, I like Peace Walker, but I like the solo sneaking missions. And Portable Ops and Peace Walker have both been about recruiting people, and it's like, whatever. Anyway, Adam Setner, a good friend of mine, said Revolver Ocelot, which, Allan, was it you or was it Nate Gamer that said that? Nate said Revolver Ocelot. Now, I'm going to repeat what I said last week to Nate. I'm going to say this again. Revolver Ocelot is way too hard to make a spin-off of because he's consistently everywhere in the series. So you're really, really restricted with his character. If you're going to, that's why, with Raiden in Metal Gear Rising, it was originally going to take place between 2 and 4. It was going to bridge that gap. But it was a limited amount of time, and Platinum Games said to get more creative freedom, we changed it to be a sequel to 4. So that would be the hardest character to make a spinoff of. I would play it, but it would be very hard to make a sequel or to make a spinoff for him that would be able to seamlessly fit in there. Another friend of mine, Joey Tufo, said Otacon. One of us said that. I did. You did. And, I agree with that, but to a point, there's not a whole lot that Otacon really does that would be, integral to a Metal Gear game, There's no sneaking, there's no combat. There's not a lot that Otacon can do, to base an entire game around. James Reimers agreed with me and then liked his own post on Facebook, which I always hate. It's like, well, you said it, so you must like it. I don't.
Now you like it some more.
I like it more! He said Decoy Octopus. As you know, we never actually saw Decoy Octopus, we never really saw him in the first Metal Gear game, but he was there. I believe what it is that he was impersonating the DARPA chief, but, spoilers, sorry, Alan. but I can't get that story straight all the time. Metal Gear is a very confusing franchise, but goddamn is it brilliant. Also, and this is actually my favorite submission, and I don't think any of us said this, and it's amazing that none of us thought of it. It's astounding, really. Alex Urena, he's a good friend of mine, and he's a huge Metal Gear fan. He said, the boss, hands down.
Yeah.
None of us said that. And like I said, it's astounding that none of us thought of that. The boss is an amazing character in Metal Gear 3. She's probably, I guess, the secondary antagonist, you could call her, because Volgin is the primary. But she's a very intriguing character and a huge. She's a big character, especially in terms of who Snake is. She's the one who basically created Snake or Naked Snake, who eventually becomes Big Boss. Like 15-year-old spoilers, I don't know. So, and especially if you've never played it, and I won't spoil this much, the ending for Metal Gear 3 is it really puts her in a new light. So yeah, I'd love to see a game about the boss. I'd love to see a prequel game, of her mission with, the Sorrow. When she had to, this I'll spoil, when she had to kill the Sorrow. I think that would be a great game, and I gotta give props. Thank you, Alex, for suggesting that. For suggesting what none of us, could think of, but for suggesting the obvious, basically. Oh, excuse me. So again, this week, community question. It is, if you could give the PlayStation Vita a realistic price cut, how would you price it? We're going to answer that ourselves. Nate, what do you think the PlayStation Vita should be priced?
I'd say 200 would probably be good. I mean, it's 200. Yeah, it's not too much of an impact that, I'm sure Sony wouldn't mind,
right,
shaving off $30. I think it would still help to, have people reconsider if they didn't get it before because of the price. Like, it's 200 even now, so.
Do you think that both versions, Wi-Fi and 3G, should be 200?
That is a good question. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess for a handheld, internet wouldn't really be that big of an issue. But then again, maybe not. Maybe they should be different prices. I don't know.
There are big, like PlayStation All-Stars is on there.
Yeah, that's true.
So, there are, and as I mentioned in the sale, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, these are all games that are on the Vita, so the internet does kind of matter.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and ask one more time. So if you feel like you need to reconsider, do you feel that both Wi-Fi and 3G?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I do. Again, I'm not. I'm sort of an outsider looking in because I don't own a Vita, so I guess I can't really speak from personal experience how important that would be. But yeah, I mean, yeah. Now that you mention it, like, I'm sure internet would be important, if you want to play those kind of games.
Yes.
Especially if it's mobile and you can play whatever you want. But yeah, so yeah, I guess there should be maybe not too much of a difference. Like maybe one could cost $10, $20 more.
Yes.
But yeah, that is my final answer.
What about you, Alan?
I'd pretty much keep them I'd give it
He's giving it some serious thought. Do you want some more time? I got my answer. If you want. I'm gonna give mine. You go ahead and think about it for just a second. Nate, I'm in agreement with you.
Hmm.
I believe that with tax, of course, but both versions, Wi-Fi and 3G, should be $200.
Okay.
And I agree with you on your reasoning as well, that it's the original, I can't remember which was which, but, when it launched, one version was $250, the other was $300. I can't remember which was which, but $200 is a fair price for a year out for both versions. And let's be honest, most people are going to get Wi-Fi anyway because Wi-Fi is better. But I mean, still, both versions should be $200. It's on the cusp of being, it's in that fair middle ground of being not too much, but not too little, especially for how long it's been out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, $200 is a fair price, and I think you'd see some more sales. Probably not 6 times the sales, but you'd still see an increase. Alan, do you think do you got an idea?
Yeah, I'd give it basically, I'd have the Wi-Fi model be $210, have the 3G be $225.
Oh, look at you.
Have a nice $15 difference. Because it's not too big, not too small.
Okay. Well, that's fair. I'm gonna stick with 200. But I could see where you're coming from, yeah. So now, listeners, that is our question to you. One more time, if you could give the PlayStation Vita a realistic, remember that's the key word, realistic price cut, how would you price it? Send us your answers. We'll give you the Twitter and the Facebook in just a few minutes. This is our closing. We're going to close out now. Thank you very much, Nate and Allan, for being here with me.
No problem.
Thank you for having me on again.
Thank you for joining me on the show. And thank you, listeners. Thank you for listening to VGU.TV's PlayStation podcast, DualShock. Please visit the site, VGU.TV, and hang out on our forums, or tweet at us at VGU.TV. You can also find us on Facebook. You can also find us on YouTube at VGU.TV Official. And
on iTunes by simply searching DualShock Show.
You can find us on iTunes. We are on iTunes now. Check us out on iTunes. DualShock also.
Rate and review our show as well.
Yes. Now, normally we have our show go up on the YouTubes, and we're still going to do that, Alan, if you would. Because we'd like to stay consistent. But since we're also on iTunes, you're not limited to YouTube. But we would appreciate it if you checked us out, kind of gave us a couple of views, maybe liked our post, shared it on the Facebooks. It's easier to get around, but the YouTube video is easier to get around and share, on the Facebook and the Twitter. But for you, what's easiest to listen to is iTunes. So check us out on iTunes. DualShock has a Facebook and Twitter. You can find us at DualShock Show for both. Or if you want to tweet at us individually, Nate is at Nate Hohl. That's NateHohl. Allan is at the Allan Muir. That's the ALLANMUIR. I am at MattMan07. And remember, Tom is our host as well. He's not here. But send him a little love at Gaming Hobbyist. Or if you want to play on the PSN with us. Nate, you're not always on the PSNs, but you do have a PSN, and I believe it's Opposed Crow.
It is.
All one word. Allan is that Jew boy, all one word. Except boy is BOI, so it's that Jew BOI. Don't worry, he's Jewish. We're not being offensive. I am Mattman310, and again, Tom, show him some love. He is Pie_Guy. Pie Guy, the guy with the pie. That's how I remember it. Thank you again for listening to DualShock, and we'll see you next time. Never stop playing.